givers get. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers get. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers get. Oh. We are Billy Goat Tales. We are Billy Goat Tales.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Billy Goat Tales on a fine Sunday afternoon. We have a packed show for everyone today because we're going to be talking about ETH and its ETF and how it outpaced Bitcoin for the first time, which is huge. We're also going to be talking about the Genius Act, which we're going to kind of go into a little bit different angle on the Genius Act. Bitcoin dominance finally dipping, Tether dominance finally dipping, and ETH is running, right? We all know what that could mean. Also, we're going to get into some AI conversation, a whole new segment of AI that's going to be hitting the market pretty soon. And of course, we're going to give some predictions on whether or not altcoin season is upon us or not. And also, we have Dark Crash here today doing charts for us as DDT is taking a little mini break there. He had some commitment that he had to check out or be responsible for. So with that said, let's say hello to the team. What's going on, Jimmy Jim?
What's going on, Billy?
Good to see you.
Paradise.
Can't wait to see what Jimmy Jim's final thoughts are today. What's going on, Red Man?
Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. Billy, sorry about that. I got a little double in my ear.
You got what? A wife yelling at you?
I got a little echo in my ear.
Oh, Tony, what's going on?
What's going on, fam? Had a nice little meeting with Patricio today. He's cooking pizzas this afternoon, but he might jump in the chat. But just wonderful to have some time together with our community, and so looking forward to the rest of the show.
Yeah, man, and of course we got Dave Digital, head of digital production at Billy Goat Tales. What's going on, Dave?
What's going on, fam? Just looking at Bitcoin, can't figure out what it's going to do. Saw it looking pretty dim earlier, so I jumped out of a trade, went back into a long, and we're just bing-bonging around there. This is the part of the trade that nobody likes, so we're just keeping an eye on it. Jumped into a handful of trades on alt, too. We'll go ahead and get into that a little bit later. Seems like it's going to have fun today.
Yeah, man. It's a great time to be in crypto, for sure.
Yeah,
well, let's get right into it. Let's pull up some, well, maybe we won't. Crypto bubbles. You ready for some bubbles, Red Man? I can't see him. Anybody see Red Man?
No, not at the moment. And of course.
So if he just starts his camera on his OBS?
Red Man, you got your camera off or what, brother?
I'm going to have to come back in, guys. It's
Poor Red Man.
All right, Red Man.
We'll go right into, you ready to do the coin market cap, Tony? Dave Digital.
All right, so today we've got the coin market cap. We've got bitty Bitcoin. Of course, we've got it's down slightly right now on the 7-day. It's at 0.083%. Ethereum up 24% on the week and still green all the way across from the hourly to the 24-hour. XRP also jumping almost 23%. And BNB, it's where is BNB? Up 8% and still on the hour, on the daily, up 2.43. Solana, everything seems to be green on the altcoins. And I should have started with the total market cap of 3.92 trillion, up 1.55%. But just all the gains that have been happening throughout are just so exciting. So we also have the altcoin index at 53. I'm going to show you in just a second. There's another chart and maybe show you a little bit of tip of what we're leaning into, and fear and greed at 68. So let me get to my next screen. Here we go. So this is the CMC altcoin index. Just 7 days ago, you can see right here, we're at 32. And now already a week later, we're at 53. That's a significant jump. I think earlier today we looked into it. Did you say the other day, Billy, there was 30 something altcoins that were surpassing Bitcoin as far as performance over
It
the
was
last 90?
36 just 2 days
36.
ago.
And today it was like 49, I think is what we looked into. So Bitcoin is all the way down here in this top 100, looks like about halfway down the list. So all these altcoins seem to be performing better than Bitcoin over the last 90 days. Maybe that means we're heading into altcoin season or being primed for that. And so you can see a little bit of market cycle indicators. Let's not look at that. Sorry about that. Fear and greed. There we go. Fear and greed. So over the last 30 days, and you can see last week, the fear and greed was up at 70. We're still at 68, still a lot higher than we were earlier, a month ago, which was down around 40. And so, we've got Bitcoin dominance is also going down slightly. You can see that. I'm going to change this to the 30-day chart. I mean, it doesn't look like it's moved much, but from 64% to 59%, or roughly 60%, you can see there's a slight change now happening. And on the 1 year, you can see even more. There's significant change that's starting to happen, perhaps maybe leading us into alt season. So,
Amen.
we have it.
Well, let's see if I can pull up. Let's see if I can pull up the crypto bubbles, which normally that's the red man. I think I got multiple things on my screen, so you might.
I can pull it up if you want. You guys can help me talk about it.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Ready for the crypto bubbles?
Yep. Let's hit it.
I'm a little short. Sorry on sharing.
Dave's so quick. Dave's so quick. You quick time.
No, that's fine. Here we go. Here we go with the bubbles. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Let me expand this out a little bit so we can see it. So on the hourly, quite a few, there's a few green ones, quite a bit of red on the hourly, but on the daily, I don't know what the CFX coin is, but it's obviously taken off. WIF, Jasmy, XDC,
That's Conflux.
Doge. What's that?
That's Conflux. It's AI.
Conflux.
Flux. Oh, no, that's not it. But Flux is up too. Sorry about that. About
No, you're
200%.
good. Arrow is up 9%. What else is on here that catches your eye, gents? Oh, look, you can move the bubbles around too.
Don't get
All right,
distracted, Tony.
let's not get distracted. On the weekly, a lot of green going on. We got Floki, CRV, LDO, Bonk. Link is up 22%. I know that makes somebody pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, look at Uniswap and Lido. So ETH is running. You got a lot of these that are tied directly to the Ethereum blockchain. And of course, they're running too. So, it's always something to pay attention to. Know the ecosystem, because you can make some gains by knowing the ecosystem.
Indeed. Litecoin also having a big pump. We talked about that earlier in our meeting, up 22% on Litecoin for the week. So up to 100, almost 117. Is Red back with us? Oh, he is. He's back with us. Red Man, zooming in and zooming out. We got the bubbles up here on the screen, Red Man. So if there's anything you want to highlight or that you had prepared or talk about, right now I'm on the weekly.
Okay, no, go ahead, Tony. You're okay.
Well, we were just talking about it as a group. So Ondo's up 16%. Gala's up 14%. Maybe we'll hear a little bit more in your last notes when we talk about Gala.
Not gonna hear much.
There you
He
go.
told us last week. That's done.
Red, is there anything you want to highlight on here?
Let's see here. Weekly. I mean, there's a whole bunch, right? We're up.
Oh, is that dot behind your head there, Red Man? Is that dot?
I don't know. Let me move my head.
Let's do this. Oh, sorry. And I'll stop sharing.
Where's dot at?
Right above your head.
Right here. Yeah. So it's up 12.4% for the week. Dot is cruising just like everybody else in the crypto space right now, and we were kind of talking about that before the live. All the green out here is beautiful to see. Even Jasmy's up 18% for the week. Even VeChain. Wow, VeChain's up 16%. I don't think we've talked about VeChain very much on this channel, but let's go on to the monthly here. Monthly, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, Penguin's been running. It looks like it's consolidating a little bit right now, but it's up 46 spots to number 56. Congratulations to the Penguin people. We got Render. Render's up 43% for the month. Render trying to make a comeback, up 4 spots to 48, $2.27 billion market cap, even though they did or did not get listed from Coinbase. I don't know. I didn't follow up on that story, but for the month, HBAR's up 89% for the month. It's $11.62 billion market cap. It's up 6 spots to number 15. Congratulations to the HBARbarians. That coin is ripping right now. Other than that, yeah, IMX up 65% for the month, up 5 spots to 81, $1.2 billion market cap. That's pretty much it. Everything else is pretty much the same. SUI, 44%. And I'll send it over to you, Tony. I know you got to do the coin market cap.
Actually, we did it while you were out.
You did it already?
Yeah, we did it while you were out, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yes.
We just keep moving and grooving, man. We go with it. But we do want to have Jimmy Jim. Why don't you say hello to chat? See who's in chat. I see Rusty already gave us a little $20 super chat, so we appreciate you, Rusty. But go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, look like the early birds were the normal birds. We got Mike Vollmer and Jesse, Alexandra G, Dark Crash popped in. Who else here? Rusty Bot, and there's Tex-Mex. It's a lot of the same people chit-chatting today.
K Diggity
Down the list
Keith
some.
from Coin
Yeah, there we go.
Mindset. K
Yeah, Miss
Diggity.
Poe Man.
Yeah, Poe
and
Man.
Melissa.
Andrew.
Hey, Diggity.
So Miss
Oh,
Poe
yeah.
Man, there's Poe Man. I was gonna say, where's Mr. Poe Man? I see him now.
Yeah, Green Day Profits just popped in.
Brave Farmer, good to see you. Thanks for sharing your day with us right here at Billy Goat Tales. We appreciate you. Yep. Well, I didn't want to skip our chat. Our chat's very important to us. It's our community. So we want to get right into the first topic, and then we'll get with the charts with Dark Crash, who's sitting behind stage waiting on us. But our first topic we want to talk about is, of course, ETH ETF exceeding Bitcoin's ETF. Big news. So, what does this mean? Well, 726 million on July 16, 2025, showing just like unstoppable momentum right now. And Bitcoin's ETF, it's strong. Don't get me wrong, but it has seen some occasional outflows. Like the biggest outflow was back in December. So that was a little while back. That was a pretty good outflow of 1.52 billion. But the gap is narrowing with between Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF. And the question is, well, why, right? Well, we have a whole nother segment on the altcoin season, whether we think it's altcoin season or not here. But think about it. Ethereum had the Petra upgrade, which that really helped scalability. That helped boosting developers and things like that. And then second, all of this institutional buying that's occurring. Third, the Genius Act, all this clarity coming through relative to legislations. There's these big companies that are adopting Michael Saylor's Bitcoin strategy, but they're doing it with Ethereum. So now we have companies that are creating their own treasury, but they're using Ethereum to do that. We have also trillions of dollars, according to many reports, that are sitting on the sidelines, waiting for not just the Genius Act to pass, but also the Clarity Act to pass in the U.S. And once that happens, then they feel safe enough to invest trillions of dollars into the crypto space. And what is the biggest altcoin out there? Ethereum. And so we have all of this happening, it's just riding this wave of optimism, right? That's what we're in right now. So we're going to talk about the whole altcoin season and get in our opinions here at the end of the show. But just to throw that out there to you guys, this is huge news for Ethereum. What do you think it means? Let's go around the horn. Tell me what your prediction is with Ethereum. What do you think this is signaling with the ETF outpacing Bitcoin's ETF for the first time? I'll kick it right over to you, Redman. What do you think, brother?
Well, I would like to see all-time highs. I mean, I would like to see it hit that $4,800 level first before it starts getting too crazy, right? So if we can get to that $4,800 level, that'll obviously be mega bullish, and hopefully we do see some new all-time highs. Obviously, as you can see here on my notes, there's quite a few companies right now that are putting down some serious cake into ETH right now. SharpLink, what we talked about last week, they have 280,000 ETH now. GameSquare Holdings has I have $100 million in ETH allocation. You got Bitmine, Immersion Tech has 163,142 ETH. These are Bit Digital Holdings. It's got 100,000 ETH. So, I mean, just going down the line, these guys have put some big money into ETH lately, and that could be attributed to the positive price action we've seen over the last month for ETH, trying to copy that Michael Saylor's strategy approach to Bitcoin. I think it's an outstanding strategy, and of course, it's worked out great for ETH holders. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that, Billy.
Yeah, what do you think, Tex-Mex, Biomex? Oh, me? What? You talking to me?
Can you
Huh?
hear me?
Can you hear me?
There
Of
you go.
course.
Hear me now. Of course, right? Of course. Well, I was having issues with my mic, and there was a bunch of dog noise here, so I had to make sure I muted that while Red was talking. But, I think, ETH is still down 25% from its all-time high, but it's gaining, right? I mean, some people see that as a negative thing, all-time high. I think that's more traditional side. They're like, oh, it's still not, has not rebounded. But it looks like we're starting to see the inbound into ETH go as the rest of the altcoins start going taking off. And I think that with the Genius Act starting, and then now in Singapore and some other places, there's some opening up for ETFs potentially. So I think that there's some upside there. I mean, I'm still a Bitcoin first kind of guy, but I think Ethereum was my first ever purchase, and I did well in my first year. Of course, I thought I was a genius at that time. Genius Act, other than that, I'm just excited to see where things are going. So we can hand it off to either Dave or Jimmy.
Yeah, what do you think, Jim? Big ETH holder now. Full disclosure, Jimmy.
Yeah, I got a couple of ETH. I mean, I can't say that or how should I say that? I guess there was a period of time there where there was some concern, but I know you and I have discussed, Billy, when you push back from the table, I mean, ETH was going to have its day. That's happening now. I still think we've got a long way to go on Bitcoin and ETH both. I mean, everything's really just starting to percolate as we were possibly expecting sooner than now. But I think looking at last week where Bitcoin dominance was and a lot of the things that were happening over the last week has kind of gotten us back on track.
Yeah. Amen. And, we always say don't follow the herd. And there was a lot, we were seeing that F.ETH for months, right? Everybody was so disappointed with the performance of ETH. And these things never operate on our timelines, right? They have their own timelines. And I think we're seeing now, look, it's got the largest total value locked period. It's a huge ecosystem. It's not going anywhere. ETH is going to be around, and some people might say it's old, it's slow, it needs continued to be updated. But man, it's first position, and I think it's going to stay there for a long, long time. You have a lot of layer twos running on ETH. You got a lot of billions and billions of dollars running on ETH. And I think it's contributing, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but we were just at 3.3 trillion market cap. And now today we're sitting at 3.9 trillion market cap in 2 weeks. And if you look at, like Tony was pointing out in the coin market cap, you saw, what'd you say, Dave? 49 other cryptos outperforming Bitcoin. Was it 49?
Yeah,
Yeah.
49.
49. And of course, ETH is right up there, one of those outperforming Bitcoin. So what's your thoughts on it, Dave?
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if we look at ETH, just just with the basics, what we've learned so far, it's made that full rotation of the value area, right, on the weekly. And so we also have this money flow crossing into the green. So the last time that we had this significant money flow cross into the green, it made that full rotation up. So being on top of that value area high, if it can hold it, then we've been here before, so there's turbulence here. But if we can hold on top of that value area high and then break all-time highs, then we're looking. ETH could easily go to. There's nothing in the way between now and 7,300 if we could get past those two pretty major hurdles. But even if we can't, let's say that we reject at the $4,000 area. Let's say a lot of people sell off, a lot of people put shorts, or a lot of let's just say that a lot of people get too bullish, and then it comes back just down to that golden pocket. That's still reasonable, and it would be in a Fleifer would call it a head and shoulders pattern there, and then it could still do that same thing and head back up to the $7,300 mark. So I don't know how fast it will get there. It could be now if it can hold this value area high, but it looks like it's going to get there.
Yep. Well, since you rolled into the charts, let's just bring up our man over here, Dark Crash. Somebody want to put... Look at that, Dark Crash. We got you a little slide for you.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Clear.
How you been,
Sweet.
man? How you been?
Very good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. Good to see you.
Awesome. I'm just going to pull up that screen share.
Welcome back to the show. We appreciate you coming back. Everybody enjoyed your charts last time.
I might just have to duplicate my tabs over here. This might take me just a sec.
That's okay, man. It's all right. We'll get you squared away. Let's wifey. Good to see you, wifey. What's wifey saying here? Okay, dig how we convert everyone over to the world of XRP. Yeah. There's Mr. ETH. Holy cow. One of the OGs, Frankie Candles, Mr. ETH. Good to see you. ETH holds over 60% of the stable coins after the Genius X has passed. Yep. We're going to the moon. If anybody knows it, Mr. ETH knows it. Good to see you, my friend. Crash, you ready? You good to go?
Yeah,
right.
Ready.
Let me just add that to the stage. There we go.
All right, so I can see the chart. You guys can see me. I can't see you, but this is what we got. I'm going to start with the weekly here.
Okay.
So for Bitcoin in particular, we've had that massive milestone, the movement. We've finally broken out of our, for lack of better words, big fart channel that I've like to call it. We've just been bing bonging around in here. We're looking to quite literally close a weekly candle well above said spider line, which I've been begging for some time now. And we're also going to clear this volume gap, which I think is pretty incredible. So that on top of what we've heard with all the news with the ETF inflows, the fact that we've got some amazing strength up here is just showing that capital is holding. We're drawing in that retail money now, and that we're finally seeing that institutional redistribution. Because I myself have both some Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs with my bank, and I've noticed not just that that lull initially, where our ETFs had dropped anywhere between 20 to 40%, but for the record, not financial advice, I also doubled up during that time. So now that they're riding a little higher, I'm quite happier having DCA'd my way down. But that being said, with that institutional and retail interest now coming much more deeper into Ethereum and Bitcoin respectively, we are seeing that shift of wealth. And now I'm reading the potential unlocking of about 9 trillion in US funds in terms of like retirement funds and whatnot being redistributed. So all that news and whatnot is what's propping up our altcoins today, I believe, as well as of course, major world events such as all these sanctions, all these wars and whatnot that are causing us to look at different ways of communicating, transporting our money and our goods and whatnot. So all that is bringing all this attention to our Bitcoin and Ethereum space, which is why we're seeing such strength. So that being said, if we dig down a little bit deeper into our, I think it was daily, was it the 4 hour? Yeah. So in most recently here in the 4 hour, we saw, for lack of better words, a bit more of a hidden divergence. It's not as blatantly obvious, but this is what brought us up to our 122, 123 kind of level there, is this shift in momentum with the clip of money flow. It was still burning hot, still ready to separate, as we can see here. But what spoke to me, it was this 1, 2, 3 pattern, like convergence of momentum against the price, as we can see right here. It's squeezed really tightly between strength and spider line. So that to me said, hey, if we throw up and hold a little bit of support in short term, we could eventually reach that top, which we did. And now that we're holding kind of, for lack of better words, a bull flag, I'm looking for more of a retest of this before any potential further action to the downside, which quite honestly, with this kind of RSI and strength setup, we're looking at a significant pullback, which if we zoom right back out to the daily, I would be guesstimating anywhere between in a value pocket or a value area low, if you want to call it that. I would be looking at it between 110 and 105 for kind of a range, a spike range, if that. If not, it'll probably just wick off the spider line. But that being said, Bitcoin holding extremely strong today. Momentum still insanely strong. We are seeing a massive drawdown in money flow, but I'm expecting this volume clip. Apologies for all of that, just popped up. But I'm expecting a volume clip to at least give us that little bump I was talking about. But realistically, I'm still seeing more of a long term to the downside, or medium long term. But that's just my take on Bitcoin for now.
No, we're good with volume profiles, man. So don't apologize. But I did notice that they're getting tight there too, up there. All your spider. So they're tight. Everything's tightening up there, just like it did prior to that big move.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot more snug, and just of course flipping through all the timelines, right even down to, let's say, the 5 minute, we're looking at just a whole bunch of volatility, which is still spewing a bit of green, more green than red, for example. So yep, I see a short-term bump to the upside in terms of Bitcoin. But yeah, Dave was just talking a bit about Ethereum there. I wanted to slide over to that real quick. Yep. So yeah, we're finally
over to that ETH.
Yeah, exactly. So we're hitting all those head and shoulder levels right now. We're trying to break through and find support. That's something that Ethereum has been doing ever since, yeah, exactly, Monday, 14th July.
Ever since,
Yeah, exactly. So we've been looking to kind of basically flip this area of resistance into some area of support. And we're seeing a massive, if we look down here, a massive clip up in momentum, which has me a bit suspicious because we are burning red hot and we are still seeing money flow trying to range into the green. So what I'm seeing here is a lot of indecision, of course, against this massive resistance. In conjunction with what we're seeing in the world events and the Bitcoin technicals that I just provided, I'm seeing that, again, we're due for a pullback, at least in the next couple of weeks. But I'm very optimistic for an October or even a Christmas rally. Halloween or Christmas rallies, I feel like, are coming both Bitcoin and Ethereum's way. And if I may just dial real quickly back to this chart here, let's just move it over a little. Spider lines aren't perfect. I don't have the new and fresh and extended ones that CryptoFace has, but if I were to throw a projection, let's just put you there. There's November. So just based on our last few measured moves, this one, and quite honestly, this one, I would throw our Christmas predictions somewhere around the 160 to 170K range. I wouldn't go so far as the 200, 250K. That is very optimistic, especially considering the 9 trillion release in funds that we're expecting. But oops.
Ooh,
But I don't
Crash
suspect they're
Crash
going to be
just
going that far.
gave us a new idea, a Christmas projection. Or yeah, what
Yeah.
about that? What so you're saying 160 to 170?
Somewhere in that range, yeah. I don't want to break my spider lines, but obviously I'd have to draw something new because my stuff's dated all the way back
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
So,
I love it. I love it.
yeah. So I'm just surprised that we finally not only busted through this range that we've been kind of fighting against, not just here, this range here, that was a big one to break, but now we're breaking this one. And as soon as we flip this into support and really turn it around, I think we're finally going to see that euphoric kind of thing that everyone's waiting for, that needle to the sky, before we obviously get the jank down and then the original kind of bear market. I don't know if we'll ever see a bear market bucket again that's so well defined as this one, or even the 2017 one, or 18 one, but like, yeah, things are way different now than they used to be. So I'm highly optimistic, though, still for 170-ish.
Yep.
And I know someone asked me briefly about Cardano, so let's take a poke at that. We're looking very much the same. Ooh, the orientation's a little off. Let's fix that. Now, if I honestly flip right between Cardano and Ethereum, we can see a lot of similarities here. But one thing more notably is obviously the lack of volume. We see not just across all altcoins, but even here in Cardano, the volume just ain't there. It's just not as much as we'd expect it to be, unlike XRP, which is just literally flying. But yeah, I'm still hopeful myself personally. But if we look, we are seeing that support despite all the downsides. And honestly, it's starting to look a lot more bullish. I know this red is there, but if we zoom right in, we'll see a little bit of action going on. Right here, this is what had me optimistic. I was looking at this right before I came on, and we're seeing a lot of the triple humps here, especially on the 4-hour. And as soon as we get like the third one, we're probably going to see a double hump more than another triple hump. But honestly, this Cardano's looking pretty juicy. I think we're finally going to flip that dollar again. Just on my short little kind of analysis there. And again, my favorite time frame is the 24-minute. This one I love looking at the most. It just seems to have the most confluence, and in terms of short-term divergence finding, as small as it might be, whether it be cross divergence within your momentum waves or cross-referencing with the price action on the screen. But yeah, we're looking at flipping. Altcoins are insanely strong. Will they eventually bleed back into Bitcoin? Absolutely. There's no question about it. We're going to see probably some altcoin bleeding in the next 10, 15 days. Of course, we'll see the occasional pop-offs of 100, 200%. Wow, look at that altcoin, it tripled, you know what I mean? But as far as these major 100 top 100 market cap coins, we're looking at maybe, I would say, about a 20, 30% further upside before any major drawbacks on any of those coins. That's just my assumption, including Cardano here. Despite what Charles is doing, I think his favorite coin here is still going to bite the bullet. So yeah, that's my take on these. Any questions?
No,
Yeah, I
man.
think
Excellent.
that's
Go ahead,
pretty
Dave.
confluent. I was looking for the same thing around $1.07. I think we have a negative VOC up there that I was targeting in the trade. So I'm with you on the dollar range.
Mm-hmm. And especially once we get a little bit more of a volume flip, I'm kind of thinking, should I give a Christmas prediction for Cardano? I would say probably just looking at these, if we're going to even bust all-time highs, conservatively 250, honestly. But if we were to moon and actually even compete against XRP, like this is just pure moon math. I'm putting it at about $3 to $5 because honestly, if I compare all the interest in all the way down into my favorite crypto coin, which full disclosure, I hold quite a bit of, which is Kronos, the CRO coin. I've been monitoring that. I know it's an exchange token, so it operates on a different level than any of these. But honestly, the action we're seeing and the liquidity that's coming in, especially with these onboarding systems, is just insane. Like, I think we're finally getting that shift over, especially with all that volume that's still in Bitcoin.
Did you get it before or after they added the 70 billion tokens or whatever it is they did? Didn't they re-add the tokens that you guys had already burned? They re-added them back in?
my initial investment was before, but since then I've also been accruing a lot of cash back, which is basically eclipsed my initial investment about threefold. So I've been
Yeah, that was a banger trade if you
yeah,
bought that.
yeah, I've been continuously getting in on these sub 15 cent levels. So
Awesome. Well, Crash, excellent job, man. We appreciate you jumping in. Feel free to hang out. We're going to keep on rolling through because, we always end up ending perfectly somehow. Sometimes we go long on charts. Sometimes we go short on charts, but somehow in the end, we end up like ending because we always want to end promptly so we can get everybody over there to see
Yes.
Keith's channel at Crypto Coin Mindset. So thanks, man. Dave, we got a little book promo we're going to run, aren't we?
I don't know. Ask Red. What does Red think?
Red? He's muted.
Somebody, I don't know. Yeah, I'm here. So
All
All right.
Yeah, so you can pick this the Tricky Wolf and the Wise Boy up on Amazon. The link is on the Billy Goat Tales Twitter page, as well as Bridge to Bitcoin. The edited version is out. Billy's book is ready to be bought again. Go ahead and check that out. If you have kids in your life, you want to teach them about Bitcoin, you want to teach them good investing habits to have, these are the two books that you want to put in their life. So Billy, I'll send it back over to you.
Amen, brother. Amen. Yeah. So we're proud of our children's books. We got the next one brewing, which is going to come out. We'll start promoting it in the fourth quarter by our own Jimmy Jim. And we can't wait to launch that. And it's just our way of giving back to just because this is going to be something that's going to stick around be well beyond us. Right. And hopefully we all are early, right? We keep saying we're early. I think this season, this cycle, we're all proving it to ourselves that we are early, especially with what's going on in the world. So, but these books can be passed down and given as Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. And it's just our way of giving back to you guys in our community. And that's what we want to do. When we talk about Billy Goat Tales, we're just like you. We're from the people, by the people, for the people, always and forever. We really are not a channel that's going to get into shilling a lot of things and doing the wrong thing. We're gonna be a channel that tries to promote just doing the right thing, making friendships, helping people out. The Giver's Gain pathway is who we are and is what we stand for. That's why we drop the motivational mindset every single day, Monday through Friday. Give you something to think about and hopefully help not just your personal financial wealth, but your happiness and your heart, the wealth of the heart. And that's really what matters. That's why I love meeting everybody at these shows when we all go, because you want to know the people that's in your community and you want to support those people. And that's what we do here at Billy Goat Tales. And these books, I think they're going to be something that is just special, well beyond my life, right? They're going to continue to be out there. And if we can give back like that into this crypto space, this space that is feeding us, it's feeding us with financially, it's feeding us. So you always have to pay it forward. And that's what we're always trying to do at Billy Goat Tales is just continue to pay it forward. So with that, what is our next topic? The Genius Act. So yeah, everyone in our community, all you guys are plugged in. I know you all know that the Genius Act passed, of course, because we stay plugged into the crypto marketplace. But what does it really mean? Well, number one, it's a total green light for institutional money. Crash kind of talked about it. I talked about it a little bit ago. There's trillions of dollars sitting on the sidelines waiting for both the Genius Act and the Clarity Act to pass. We know that that's proof. So, well, when we're talking trillions of dollars, we're talking about the whole cryptocurrency market cap going way up. It's right now at 3.9 trillion. We're talking way up, right? So there's analysts out there calling for 8, 9, 10 trillion dollar market cap this season, this cycle. So number one, institutional adoption is going gangbusters because of the Genius Act, and we're going to see that these next couple of weeks as well. Second, what does it do and boost our confidence, right? Investor confidence. Well, when we get more confident in investing because of regulatory clarity, then we're going to buy more. When people buy more, it creates buying pressure. When buying pressure is created, what happens to the price? The price goes up. And it comes at this perfect time where we're getting all this legislation being passed and all this adoption happening. Bitcoin hit the 123 mark. Ethereum's climbing. The ETFs, and don't forget, you were talking, Crash, about Cardano. Cardano's going to have their own ETF. Hopefully, it's going to be passed and put into play in October, along with XRP. And a lot of us are in the XRP army. I know, Wick, I know you've been holding your XRP for a long time. I've been holding mine for a long time.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
We had a first in the chat.
What is it? Let's hit it.
Green Day Profit just dropped 20
Holy moly. Green Day. Thank you. Look, man. This is what I'm talking about. Meeting Green Day over there at the Sin City studio is a great day, man. It was a great day. Being able to put a face to the digital face that we see in chats, it was just awesome, man. So we appreciate you, Green Day. Philly Whiz Kids, welcome in. We appreciate you. Yeah, Green Day, thank you, man. Dutchy, good to see you. Let's say hi. Why I got the broken momentum here. Let's say hi. Who else we got here?
Sorry,
It's all right. We got Bellico. Bellico, Lifer fan. Bellico and I are always hanging out in Lifer's stream over there, getting the gains on gains. Green Day, who else we got here? Of course, Balmer, good to see you. Pole Man. Of course, Dark Crash is with us. Wayne C. I said hi to all those guys via the text. Good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in on a Sunday, man. We appreciate you guys. But no,
Dutchy.
Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
Oh yeah, we've got Dutchy and DDT's joining a little bit in chat. K-Dig, of course, Mike Vollmer, Philly Whiz Kid, Redman, Rusty Bot, who's always here, right? Always.
Yeah.
He's got
Drop
that
the
emoji.
WD-40
Drop
cans for
the
Rusty.
WD-40. And we got
keep him moving.
Cirrus Grayson, and then Wick's wife, which we already talked
Yeah,
about
we
earlier.
saw DDT put in the chat early. He was just now getting in, had a busy day all day, but he's tuning in to hang out with the chat. Love to have the participation. We love you, to DDT. You're part of the family. Appreciate you, buddy.
Amen, man. So, and one of the things with the Genius Act, a couple of the Congress people did not vote for it, and they posted on Twitter X why they didn't vote for it. And one of the main reasons they didn't vote for it was because there was no language in there about the CBDC. So most of us want in the crypto space, we want to make sure there is no government controlled CBDC. But it was proposed to be in there and it wasn't put in. And then what they said was, well, it's going to be put in the Clarity Act. And there's a lot of those Congress folks that said, well, if it's not in here, it probably will not pass in the Senate. So they voted no. In other words, if they feel like it's going to be kicked down the road and the government will have a CBDC. And so they voted no because they wanted it put into the Genius Act and it was stripped out of there. So I'll kick that around the horn. There is no CBDC language in there. In other words, the government can create a central bank digital currency for the United States. And of course, if they have a central bank digital currency, that means they can shut it on and off. That means people that are getting checks from the government of any type, if they don't like where you're spending your money, they can just shut that off. So it's pretty important to all the people in crypto that we have some rules around that and a declaration. Now, Trump verbally has said that he's going to ensure that happens, but it was not in the Genius Act. So kick that around the room. What do you think about that, Jimmy Jim?
I mean, it'll happen. I mean, I don't think, the majority of people in DC necessarily want it. But, one step at a time. I mean, some good things did pass and got to be patient.
So Jimmy says that's going to happen. We're definitely going to get some legislative clarity around the no CBDC. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. What do you think, Dave Digital?
So I heard a report that there was some clarity in there. Did they not get the clarity in there at the last minute?
No. So there's nothing in there about the United States not launching or having a central bank digital currency. That's where some people get confused with all the stablecoin conversation. Really separate issue. So is the United States going to be able to have programmable money? And so they want it written in there where the answer is no, they can never have their own CBDC. But it wasn't written into the Genius Act. So some of the Congress people voted no. They wanted to vote yes, but they voted no. So it still passed, and it only passed, guys. Like if you look at the votes, and don't quote me on this, but I think like the Senate, it passed by 1, and I think the vice president's vote made it be approved. And then on the Congress side, or excuse me, House of Representatives side, it only passed like by 3 or 4. So there's 3 or 4 more yes votes than nay votes. So it was very close.
Billy, real quick, Trump did sign an executive order saying that he will not allow a CBDC.
Yeah, but it's not part of the law. It's an executive order. So these senators wanted it put into the law, right? So they voted no because it was originally going to be. So Trump signed that executive order. Then the legislation was being drafted, and it was originally going to be in there as well because it makes sense for it to be in there. But then during their negotiations, it was taken out. And now what they told some of the Congress people, which I'm getting this from the actual X post from the Congress people. So I follow a lot of these guys, and they'll say, hey, I voted no on this, yes on this, and here's why. So I'm getting that directly from the actual senators and House of Representatives that voted. And their piece of that was, hey, it was going to be in there, then it was stripped out. So I had to vote no because we do not want a CBDC from the United States. So they voted no on it. But yes, the executive order doesn't have the same teeth for longevity as Congress passing a law, right? And that's why it's such a big deal.
Well, it seems like Grok is telling me that the Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act did pass concurrently at the same time as the Genius Act. So it seems like there is legislation.
Right. But if you read, let me see if I can pull it up and then take me a second. If you read from a couple of the people that just voted, what was it, last week, right?
No, I didn't see what you're talking about. I saw some of
the post saying that.
Yeah, it's a separate
I saw a couple of them. Yeah. I saw a couple of the I don't know what part of the government.
I'm going to try to find it. I didn't have it ready, but so yeah, we have Trump on our side with it, but we really want to see it very clear in the law, right? And I did read that Genius Act too, and let me see, who was that?
Yeah, but to answer your question, how do I feel about it? I think it's a step in the right direction. I think that we're headed in the right direction. Hopefully that they're not snookering us, and they're going to put some stuff in the back end where they could just screw us over. That's my gut. That's what I hope. I see the world is mostly good. I hope that that's where we're headed. I hope that good things come out of it, and I hope that we're able to build from here.
Yeah.
Do I trust them explicitly? Of course not.
And that's why so many people just want it just clearly in that law to make it kind of have some teeth, right? But to Jimmy's point, and I agree with Jimmy on this, Trump when pretty much when he says I'm behind something and we're going to do it, it pretty much has happened. So what's the risk? I don't know. But what do you think, Tony? What's your thoughts on it?
A lot of the stable coins, USDC for one, it obviously operates on the Ethereum ecosystem. So I think that helps. And then, as well, on the Ethereum ecosystem, there's 70% of a lot of the DeFi protocols exist there. So I think that the Genius Act can really kind of bring that adoption. Of course, other fintech stuff like NVIDIA and other traditional tech stocks have gone up with that too. But yeah, that's kind of really my input. Obviously, we have to worry about what's going to happen with other countries and the lack of the CBDC clarity, but I think that we can get there.
Yeah, man.
What's up, Rocco?
Rocco's in the house, huh?
Rocco's in the chat.
If I may slide in with an opinion, I feel like they're trying to get the best of both worlds. They're trying to leave that little bit of leeway for if they want to slide in that CBDC language, because ultimately it's the land of opportunity in the United States. It's supposed to be a place of free decision making. So obviously they want to lock it in and make it so that everyone has that opportunity to participate in crypto freely, but also to have that chance to digitize that dollar and bring it a lot more centralized, right? So they trying to get that little bit of leeway is what I feel like I'm smelling from that.
Yeah.
And maybe they're trying to hit, the timeline for October coming next year, depending on if they're trying to line that up.
October is going to be a big month, I believe, for sure.
It's definitely going to be a big month. You know why? Because we're going to be in South Carolina.
Well, let's just move into that, Dave. You ready for that?
Let's move into that if I can.
Bingo, bango, bongo. So taste, tunes, and taps. Of course, we're going to go to the Fall for Greenville on the second day, I believe the Saturday, with Poman and his group and the BGT group. I've already got my ticket. I've got a good deal on Southwest. And Southwest, if you want to sponsor, go ahead. But looking forward to it, and then we've got, this is not the house we're staying at. Don't worry, Billy. This is not the one with the outhouse.
I love seeing pictures of houses that we will not stay at.
I know, right? once we get the pictures from Billy, we might be able to show the actual houses. These are just teasers. We might have a little bit of camping going on, or wood burning out there. There's some of the water and some of the other views of the actual Lake Hartwell that we're going to be staying on. But it looks like, and there's a house. That's not the one we're going to be staying at. So let me stop sharing, because I was just looking up different Airbnbs on Lake Hartwell. But looking forward to that trip. The team we coordinated kind of when we're going to fly in and out. Look forward to seeing Poman here soon. And,
well, how do you win the trip, Tony? That's what I don't understand.
How do you win the trip? Well, Poman won the trip because he owns one of our NFTs, our BGT NFTs. What are you talking about, Tony? Well, the BGT NFTs, if you go to our website, billygoattails.io, you can see.
As Tony's typing it in right now.
Right. Now I got to find the window too. Oh, there it is. Goodness gracious.
And we practiced this, guys, like 5,000 times.
Oh, we haven't practiced all of this in a while. But yeah, so you go to our website, you go to NFT Mint info, you can go to the official Mint site. The NFTs mint for 20 Cardano for the speaker pass holders, which there was over 172 speakers. we still have some speaker passes for those that might be watching this later on and say, man, I need to go claim it. Well, you can still claim it. You can still reach out to us and claim your speaker pass. But you can purchase the NFTs for 25 if you're not. 25 ADA. Now, the book is broken up into 10 different sections of 3 chapters each. And so right here, you can see the mint site, 25 ADA, you can mint. And of course, if you have extras of 1 chapter, you can reach out to us. We might be able to trade you. We don't want you to have to, spend a whole bunch just to try to collect the whole book. But you might want to try to get those Easter eggs, because there's Easter eggs. There's a little bit of a breakdown. Right here, there's Easter eggs. And so like cover 1, there's 10 Easter eggs because it's 10% of the whole 120 NFT supply. Cover 8, there's 10% as well of 100. And embracing rarity, there's only 5% that are the Easter eggs in that chapter. And so you might be able to grab one. And then, of course, we have that book reader right here. There's a link to the book reader. And you can connect your wallet, your Cardano wallet, and you can jump in. I don't have access. Okay. Well, I'll have to jump back in there later on. But maybe I'm using a different browser.
Tony got barred.
I got barred. What I realized is I'm not using the browser that's connected to that wallet. But yeah, you can jump in and read. Obviously, we've got 30 chapters. It was 172 people that came and spoke. And it ties in a lot of what we're doing with our motivational mindset and future production that we're going to do. We have our kid version of the Giver's Gain mindset of our core cornerstones that is in both the Billy Goat Tales Bridge to Bitcoin as well as the Tricky Wolf and the Wise Boy. So there's a kid-friendly version of our cornerstones so you can help share with your kids or your grandkids. Just those mindset tips that we would like to instill in everybody.
Amen. So bottom line is Billy Goat Tales has an NFT project. It's the only thing that we really have out there that represents us and our book and our 20x or 170 speakers on our X Spaces. So it's going to be the way into our community is owning that NFT, and we just build total utility around that. And one of the things that's around it is that trip giveaway every single year. And once Paul Man gets back from that trip, he'll be sharing all kinds of pictures and we'll be having so much fun. He'll be like, yeah, man, I want to try to go next year. And that's what we want. We want everybody to have fun. Come and see us, enjoy us, hang out with us, and let's just talk crypto and talk life. And that's really what our community is all about. So we appreciate everybody for participating and getting yourself one of our NFTs. And, of course, supporting the Cardano network, which is for me, it's and Tony and a lot of us started on the Cardano side of things. So with that, we wanted to get into our next segment, which is this whole AI conversation. So that we kind of broke this section into 2 parts. We have the top 5 AI altcoins, and then we also have this whole new concept that we're going to really spend some time on, which is the manifested AI, which is a whole new market segment. But when we decided to talk about this segment, we wanted to take a look at the top 5 AI coins because, all of us, we're on all these channels supporting all these creators, and we have been hearing about Virtual's AI for a long time and a lot of these other smaller AI coins. But really the big players in the AI sector, and people might not even realize these are AI related coins. Number 1 right off the bat is BitTensor. So TAO is the ticker. If you want to bring that up, Dave, if I don't know, or somebody want to bring up the chart, or maybe Dark Crash, if you want to bring up TAO, which is Tau. But BitTensor is an open source, decentralized machine learning network built on blockchain technology. And I got to find that through Sin City. David over there started talking about BitTensor and Tau. And it is a big, huge player in the AI space, and they have all kinds of development going on. So if you wanted to get a piece of AI and you want a pretty good safe bet, because AI, I think we're getting ready to move into the next sector of AI here this quarter. And we'll talk about that with the manifested AI piece. But if you want to get yourself a piece of it within the crypto space, one of the coins that you should look at and do your own research, but is Tau BitTensor. It has a market cap of about 4 billion right now, and I think it's going to do well in the bull run. I got in and when it was in the $200 range, and so it's if you got I don't know, do you have a chart there? Let me see if I can pull up.
Got one right behind me, Billy.
There you go.
Oh, there you go, Dark Crash.
There you go, Crash. There's the chart on TAO BitTensor. And you can see it's had a nice rebound. It's had a nice, whoops. It has
Sorry,
a nice,
I just slid over there to get my mic on.
yeah, you're cool, man. Had a nice rebound. You can see money flow was in the red and starting to come up. I really think as part of the AI coin that if you want to be exposed to AI, this is a really good one to own. And it's a pretty safe bet. Like I said, 4 billion market cap. The next one that we're just using these top 5 to kind of kick off our conversation on manifested AI. The next one we've all heard of, which is Dark Crash, is Near. And that's got a market cap of 3.7. And now many of us have Near, own Near, but we may have never realized that it's a layer 1 blockchain designed for scalability and developer-friendly decentralized application for dApps. It integrates AI through features like the Near instance. So that enables just seamless interactions between AI agents and users and developers. So Near has been on a lot of our radar for a long time, but it is really, really exposed to the whole AI segment as opposed to some of these smaller market cap coins. As you can see right there, like most of these, money flow was in the red. Price action is starting to come up. We have a nice momentum wave coming up there on market cipher B. Yeah, look at that. And you see money flows actually starting to come up now into the green with, what are we on there? Is that daily? What are we on as far as candles?
Yeah, we're sitting on daily.
Yeah. So you can see the multiple days in the green. I think this thing's going to do very, very well. Again, that's a $3.7 billion market cap. The next one we wanted to put on your radar was, and we've heard of this for a long time, right? I mean, FET, right? So FET has been around. It's a $1.92 billion market cap. Artificial Intelligence Alliance, which is a ASI, it is a collaboration between Fetch AI, if a lot of us remember this, and Singularity. And we remember when Singularity was its own coin, and Ocean Protocol. So that, about a year ago or a year and a half ago, I don't know, time flies, they all merged together and they all became under the FET symbol. And it creates a decentralized AI ecosystem. And FET is the native token, and it powers autonomous economic agents for tasks like integration, DeFi, and smart tech. So another great AI play is FET, where you don't have to risk a lot of these new coins, and they could be very good and they could be huge gainers for you. Don't get me wrong, but some of these are ones that have been around the block. They got a lot going on, and we certainly wanted to put them on your radar. And then, of course, Render, RNDR, 2.2 billion. I know that's probably in a lot of people's portfolio. We've been talking about it. Many creators have been talking about Render for a long time. It's a decentralized platform that allows users to buy and sell GPU computing power for rendering 3D graphics, animations, and AI models, all on the Ethereum blockchain. So when we're talking about the Ethereum ecosystem and the total value lock and how big it is, well, Render is running in that ecosystem, and it is, you can see on the chart, like most of these, way back when, what was that all-time high back there, Crash? What's that?
Running about 14 cents almost.
Yep, 14. And now you can get Render at, where's she at now?
Sub $4 there. I think it's averaging out at about 404, or that's the live price, and then 4.4 was the average, I think.
Yeah, when it was up high, what was the price again? The high on your chart there?
The highest back in what looks like March of 2024 was about
Yeah.
14 cents.
$14.
Oh, $14.
Yeah, $14. Yeah. Yeah, $14. So it's at 4 now. And it is a tremendous AI play, one that is probably in a lot of people's portfolios already. And then the last of the top 5 was GRT, the graph. And I remember when I opened up my, oh man, maybe it's 21 or 2 when I first heard about the graph. It's a $1.15 billion market cap. And the graph is a decentralized protocol for indexing and querying blockchain data, acting as a search engine for networks like Ethereum and Filecoin. It uses AI to optimize data indexing and retrievability, and enhancing efficiency for dApps. So there is just a ton, probably thousands. We didn't add them up, but there's probably thousands of AI coins already out there. And a lot of them just came on the market, say last year, at the end of last year. These ones here are good plays, especially right now prior to altcoin season, if you want to be exposed to AI coins. Do anybody on the team own any of these that I just rattled off?
I do not.
I own a little
Not
bit
me
of FET.
personally. But what I did want to jump in and say, I'm noticing out of between all of the ones we've just looked at, this one in particular is showing me that it's not even close to overbought yet. It's burning red hot and it's looking ready to explode, in my honest opinion. That's just my short 2 cents.
And that's a graph, the graph?
That's right. Yeah, just purely off a daily.
Yep. No, that's good input. Jimmy, do you own Render still or not?
Yep, I still got Render, and then OSMI AI, OSMI is another one I'm involved in on the node side of things, and the Swarm AI, who just recently, I think, got a pretty big deal. I think it was with Grok, integrating truth and AI as kind of their thing.
No kidding. I didn't know about that. And that's Osomni?
No, that is Swarm AI.
Swarm.
Yeah, and OSMI is another one that I'm in on the node side of things.
Is OSMI, is that on a centralized exchange or is that decentralized? Do you know?
I don't even know if they are, where are they listed?
I think I own some of that, is why I'm saying that. It seems like but it feels like I bought it on a decentralized exchange at the time.
I thought you got a OSMI node also.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably where it came from.
Yeah, that's where it came from. Okay. Yeah. On the node side. Okay. Doggone, Jimmy. I'm glad you brought that up. I haven't even went back to that. It's been a long time.
Yeah, they're on eToro, Trade Ogre, Wex. That's about it.
Okay.
But all my holdings have come from node operation. And I don't know. I even looked at it here lately. What does that look like? It is. I've got about 140,000 OSMI right now. And that project, it was, I mean, right when it launched, it was like in the 20-cent range. And then once all the downturn started, the bottom fell out of it. But be interesting to see what happens. They turn node rewards off, and which seems to be a real trend here lately. That's the second project I'm involved in where they just turn rewards off, but I think they they might have some things off on the back end because I haven't been running that node, but I mean, not even for a year. and I've already accumulated 140,000 OSME. So, but I've got it all staked. It's earning, I think 9% right now, and then in another about 65 days, that'll jump up to around 12%.
Yeah. I gotta take a look at mine too. I haven't checked it in probably since we did that, whenever that was. It's probably been a year ago now, I would
Definitely
say.
been a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been a year, but it was
I
definitely
bet
back at the
getting
beginning of
close.
the year.
Yeah, because it wasn't. We're already in July, and I think it was last year. It wasn't this year that we did that. It wasn't this year.
Let's see if I can tell you.
Yeah, I think it's been a minute, man. I think it's. Crash. While Jimmy's checking that out, you got anything interesting you're looking at there?
I was just kind of piecing around, just checking the trends and everything like that. You know how I was just mentioning, I thought the graph was, excuse me, pointing a little bit stronger. I did realize that the rest of them are still looking fairly relatively green, but what do you call that? I think the green one, yeah, the green one is supposed to be your stochastic, other one, the purple one's your RSI. That being said, all these stochastics are kind of just sitting still waiting to grip and rip above. But all of them look pretty juicy, but there's going to be, how do I say this? The common wick, I think, above before we see, and it's going to be like a 1, 2, 3, and then support kind of finds before any of this ever takes off.
Yeah.
Just kind of something I was bouncing around looking at, just trying to passively show you guys some channels as well that I was discovering while you guys were talking.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Absolutely. So
I don't know when that was.
you couldn't find it? Okay.
No.
Well, and I'm going to, before we jump into the manifested AI, I do want to totally go off script. And I've been seeing a lot of chatter on that. Well, let me back up. Tony brought up before the stream that that TAL token has an unlock, which was going to be in about 4 hours. So it might be occurring like in a couple hours, an hour from now, Tony, TAL. So BitTensor has an unlock. I think Tony brought that up. It was on CoinMarketCap. He went over the unlocks. So full disclosure, I got into TAL through Sin City, and right before the stream, I sold my TAL just in case the unlock. I was in good profit, so I sold it to have a little cash on the side and see what happens. But it's been in my portfolio for, I don't know, 6-8 months now. So, and it's been really, really good. But right before the stream, I decided to I don't trust the unlocks. That's just my own personal opinion about it. Some of them have occurred of recent, and they continue to pump, man. But in the old days, unlock typically meant sell-offs. I didn't want to risk it, so I popped out of that one. But I was going to bring up on a lot of Twitter posts, I've been seeing, of course, on Solana, the pump token. Now, that thing's not even at a penny yet, but I guess a lot of big purchasers of that token, organizations, and I just wanted to kick that around the horn to you guys. Anybody get in on that pump token from Pump.Fund from the Solana ecosystem?
Not here.
No. Dave?
So I bought in on spot before the stream when we were talking, and so that was at 2045, and with Bitcoin pulling back just a little bit, we're at 2042. So I just got in a little bit ago. It's in the red sun, but it's on spot, so no big deal. We'll see what happens. It wasn't very much starting.
Well, yeah, with everything follows Bitcoin, so pretty much, right? Until it breaks free.
I don't know if you saw, Billy, but we're at 117 on Bitcoin, going back down to the bottom of the range. I got stopped out of my trade.
Well, I see it now. Crasher's got it pulled up.
Yeah. So,
And Look at those bands widening out too.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, money flow coming down. Looks like
One
is
thing that I'm
VWAP coming
noticing-
up at the bottom there? I can't quite see it. Is it coming
It's
up?
still bleeding up, but it looks like it might finally turn to clip. The one thing that's got me to confirm that is also we look at the two momentum bands striking the 50-60 there. There's a chance of a turnaround there, typically, but you can't guarantee
Well,
anything, right?
4-hour red dot, 15-minute money flow crossed into the red. 8-hour red dot, 30-minute
4-hour
cross
blood diamond.
to the red. Yeah.
Wow, 4-hour
12-hour.
blood diamond.
Yeah, 12-hour. Cross it. Yeah, 45-minute crossing into the red. So 12 hours had a red dot backwards. Let's see what 16 is going. 16 should point a. I don't know. We'll see what 16 does. Daily money flow headed out.
Well, it is Sunday, so if you're trading, be careful. You know, a lot
Yeah,
of
stop loss.
a lot of goofy things happen on the weekend for sure with trading.
Yeah, we are approaching the bottom of the range again, which we kind of front ran the last time, but I was considering that a bottom, and then we bing bong around that BOC back and forth, and then just went back and took the bottom again. So maybe a deviation outside with the full dip. We'll look at it again, but that's a pretty big 90-minute candle.
That and we're seeing a lot of strength over the last few days below the 50-60 line. So there is that dip factor leading in there now.
Yeah.
So there you
Total
go.
3 is dumping right now.
What is?
Total 3 is dumping right now
Yeah.
on the 15-minute.
It's a pretty big dump. We must have got a tweet. Must be a tweet.
Somebody
What
can
is it,
check
Brad?
that out.
Anybody in chat see any news come out?
Wow, look at that, man.
Dun dun dun.
We'll have to scan the sector to see why that is. But it is the weekend, so anything's possible. Anything could happen. Go to the ETH chart. See what ETH is doing during this.
Yeah, ETH is at 3,700. So, I mean, that's what you're looking at on ETH. Really is no big deal.
ETH is holding.
Yeah,
ETH has an
Crash.
incredible amount of money flow, especially looking at my favorite 24-minute. The only thing that's got me obviously a little scared for more money flow bleed, which again would probably bring us to about a 20 in the green. Still good, obviously good money flow, but this little drawback here is what's got me frightened. The purple RSI band is more or less a magnet for your stochastic. So I'm thinking obviously it's now bouncing, kind of trying to find. It's almost like the chicken drinking water example of chasing Casper, but in terms of the RSI band peaking above that 60 right there. So it just had its little sip, and now we're looking to get a little bit of a drawback down. And obviously, if we look at the shorter time frame, we got that kind of poking and making itself obvious.
Yeah, if we pull up the ETH on the 90-minute, you'll see that we were in this recent range. So we broke out of the range. It would be highly likely to retest the top of that range at 3,600-ish before seeing more upside. That would be completely bullish. For ETH.
Yeah, I don't have the 90-minute available easily, but yeah.
Well, just that recent range, you can see it probably on any time frame. But
Yeah.
even at that recent range, the BOC being low at the 3,500. So, I mean, it could
Right.
even still retrace that whole range and then still go. So this is not a real big deal. I don't
No,
think. We'll
not
see.
at all.
But Bitcoin ain't stopping. Bitcoin's 16.7 on 116.7. Let's go. If you're in a short, put a 2 in the chat if you're in the short. That's what Alex would say, right?
Oh yeah,
We got
Alex.
the 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're below that strength.
Yeah. Could be looking at some downside.
Hey, we're all traders at heart, pretty much.
Yeah, man.
So with that, let's transition to. I wanted to make sure the chat hears, and you guys check this out on your own, but you really need to dissect and dive into this term, manifested AI, and what manifested to me. And this is just my opinion. So go check it out yourself. Not financial advice, but to me, I look at the manifested AI as when man created. Or not created, but discovered fire, created the wheel. Thomas Edison electricity. I can look at this segment of AI and say it's right there with them. And we're talking about 15, 20x of money coming in because of manifested AI. And so what is manifested AI? Manifested AI, like right now, the autonomous vehicles, any little robots that's out there, they're based on a set of rules, scripts, rules. It says, hey, if this happens, then you're going to do this. If this happens, then you're going to do that. The next evolution in AI would be where they can think on their own. They have sight. They can hear. They act like you and me would act, right? So it's having, let's call it consciousness, where you don't need the rules. It reads the situation just like you and I would read this situation, and we see we see a kid cross in front of us, we stop. There's no rule telling us to do that. We just, that's manifested AI. And we have been thinking, at least I've been thinking, like this is 15, 20 years down the road, and it's not. It's going to happen this quarter. And I say that, you can do your own research, but look at Elon Musk and look at Tesla and look at the laboratories that they're doing, and they're getting ready to roll out for mass production their new robots for mass production to you and me to do common tasks around the house, rake the leaves, clean the gutters. And this is not like in a year. This is like soon. And if you Google Elon Musk and his autonomous robots and the version that they're on, you're going to see like this is all happening. That's where he started the Neuralink, which we all heard about, Elon's Neuralink, and how he's has it hooked up to a brain so that he can help people that have different diseases actually perform tasks and do things with the assistance of AI. Well, the inverse of that is that brain is now into the AI and it can think on its own. So like in Grok, we have to tell the AI what we want, what we're exactly looking for. And if it doesn't deliver the right thing, then we tailor the message a little bit better, and it might spit out the right thing, it might not. And then we tailor it a little bit. Well, no, this is cognitive thinking, and it's called manifested AI. And I was just amazed, and I started thinking, okay, what investments are part of this technology? So Tesla has taken a kind of a hit overall. I don't know if you can bring that up or not, Crash, but just the stock, Tesla stock, it has taken a hit with all the political stuff going on with Elon and stuff. But when they roll this out, which is going to be this year, when they roll this out and the world realizes, it's kind of like when ChatGPT kind of came on, the world didn't really realize it. And then suddenly there was a quarter where like everybody just starts using ChatGPT and it becomes part of our daily lives now. And now over the last, say, year or 6 months, everybody's integrated this, either Grok or ChatGPT, into their lives somehow, some way. That's what this is going to be. And so we know all the money that's been sitting there into AI. It's already come into AI. Now we have manifested AI. So Tesla is, to me, so in my own portfolio, not financial advice, but I just bought a shit ton of Tesla. Sorry, I just bought a ton of Tesla in my own stock portfolio because I really believe, I always talk about having a moat around your investments, something that's very different and distinguishes you from somebody else. A company has a product, what makes it different than someone else's product. And when you have that differentiation, you have the moat that makes for a good investment. And I think now Tesla personally is just, this is just me for my own thesis and my own bags. I have just pulled the trigger on that. And there's also another stock, the ticker is ON. It is really the resource hub for Tesla. So this particular part of AI, manifested AI, this particular company is really what Tesla's farming out and utilizing in their autonomous products. And so it's something that look at that thing. So it bottomed out, and now, of course, it's starting to roll up. And I think from where that level is right now, I really believe that we're talking about 20 to 30x from where it is right now. And so something that I want you, so my idea is this: I put this on your guys' radar. You guys go out and do your own research, and you decide if it has value for you. But I wanted to kick that around. What do you guys think about this whole thing of manifested AI? Let's start with you, Tony. What do you think, man?
Well, I think that we're seeing this type of stuff in every walks of life. I mean, when we were at the Bitcoin conference, we went to this one little Irish pub a couple times. Hello, what's going on? We went to this little Irish pub a couple times, and there was a bot that was collecting all the dishes from all the different, from the servers, throwing all the dishes on there. You and I both have seen in the some gas stations. There's some gas station robot attendants that go around and clean the floors. Even have like some little blinking looking eyes type things. So those are some aspects of almost manifested AI. I mean, it probably still runs on a program.
Yeah,
It's
those are
maybe not-
rules based. Yep.
Right,
Mhm.
they're rules based, but that doesn't mean they're not going to be able to transition at some point. Of course, you have the autonomous driving vehicles in the Austin area that they've expanded their scope of the area that they can drive in as they test. So at some point it goes from rules based, but then at some point people are going to be training the bots and training whether it's a robotics, whether it's a call center, phone call. I mean, there's already AI voices used and to do outbound calling, to do marketing, that are obviously given rules. But then, I can see that at some point it might be a little scary, but at some point we might have these manifested AI type of platforms that are developed and commonplace. It's a little scary.
Well,
Maybe,
it
to a
takes
degree.
AI to the next level. I mean, so right now we're the human brain telling it what to do. When it has its own consciousness, it's a game changer. That's why I say I put it up there with the wheel and the fire and electricity. The impact on industrialization, I mean, it's going to change the world. And I thought it was really far down the I thought it was 10, 20, 30 years away. But like a lot that's happened in the AI sector, it's moving really, really fast. And now that it's been confirmed that there is manifested AI and Elon's robots are going to be, proof in the pudding that are coming out. They're in production. You can read all about them. It's like, wow, I did not know it was so close.
I actually heard the other day, I was listening to a news program, and they were even talking about surgeries being conducted with robotics and AI. And they trained it over several years, following different doctors and watching surgical procedures, but it had less errors. They even did they did something with a pig's heart, and they did all the valves and re-put it all together, and it was more efficient and had less errors than human counterparts by the time they finished developing that.
Look at what Al says. AI is evil and will enslave humanity.
The
You know,
Matrix.
No,
Well,
he
when you
brings
think
he
Just
brings up a
unplug
good
it.
point.
You can just unplug it.
But can you?
I'm personally making good use of it. As some of you might know, I'm in plumbing wholesaling. So as far as understanding people's projects and trying to figure out what they need, like, let me be brutally honest, I'm not a plumber. I knew literally nothing about plumbing before I got in this business, but it's not like I'm just relying strictly on AI. I rely on the people that teach me, but to kind of bridge that gap a little bit when there's a communication kind of difference between myself and another person, AI has definitely helped bridge that gap, as well as help deliver on understanding on people's projects as well.
Yeah. And Billy, you make a good, whenever you say that AI is going to it's going to make its own decisions. It's not going to need a program necessarily to do things like that. I think if anybody even subscribes a little bit to the UFO thing, right? That we're having visitors from the future or from other planets. One of the things they're supposedly noticing in these crafts is they don't have controls. Why don't they have controls? Nobody can seem to figure it out. Well, obviously because the AI is driving it. They're not driving this thing anymore. It's probably way too sophisticated, and it's probably driving itself. There's no need for controls anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's a good parallel. That's a good analogy right there. I just think this is huge news, and when you have these kind of events happening in your lifetime, of course we're thinking from a investment standpoint, because you can think about it from how can this help me in my life? How can it help me with my health? How can it help me with my daily task? How can it help me improve my happiness? So there's all of these different forms, but when you narrow it down on financial, how can it help me financially? Well, the companies that are making this, and they have connected these dots and created this product, Manifested AI. Well, I think you want to be a part, to have a little exposure to those companies, and look at what Chat GPT. If you know the history of Chat GPT, it's really started as a open source company, and it's sold a couple times to different people. And Elon was part of that original, that whole original history of Chat GPT. But it's now created billions and billions in wealth and revenue. So when I read about this, and I've always been into science, I've always been into popular mechanics and science and all kinds of, like, I always read about like the future, all the different technologies and things when I was a kid that I have now watched come to fruition, and I put this up here personally, the Manifested AI, as a huge game changer. So like all of us we've witnessed ourselves the onset of AI in our lives, and we're just kind of moving along through life using it. And now we're using it almost every day. I bet you almost every day somebody's using ChatGPT or AI assisted products or Grok, and now it's just become baked into our lives, right? And when you then go to the next level and Manifested AI, and it really isn't rules based anymore. It has its own eyes. It has its own brain. It has its own understanding of the human world. It sees the world as we see the world. When you get put into an odd situation, say you're going to an interview and you're going to meet the person for the first time, you're a little nervous, right? You have a little stress. You want to put your best foot forward. It's an odd situation, right? Well, having a robot or another non-human entity that understands that intrinsically, and behaves in a way as we would behave in that situation, man, that is a total game changer. And I thought that it was way down the path. I thought it was way in the future. And now, as I'm reading all this, I'm realizing it's like, no, man, it's under release for this year. So I'm like, wow, that is a game changer. And then, of course, we're in the crypto space. So like, what blockchain projects should you have some exposure to for Manifested AI? Well, that's why I wanted to go through the top 5 altcoins, because you really want to start with the players that are already in the space and already dealing with the mechanics of AI. And those are the top 5, at least from market cap standpoint, that are already connected in that space. Now, which one of those, as far as Manifested AI, I can't tell you. I didn't get that far. I don't know. But I'm certainly sure that we're going to see, as we go through this next 6 months, some cryptocurrencies come up that are all about Manifested AI. And I'd keep my eyes peeled for some of those, and be careful because, you know, there are always going to be new coins, and, you know, a lot of them aren't going to be able to, they're going to be worthless, right? So be careful, but certainly wanted to bring up that topic. There's Dark Crash.
Yeah, Dark Crash was bringing up a good point in chat. He was just saying that, look, if you're using the AI, at least at this point, like what Wifey was saying, at least at this point, tell the people, at least if it matters. You know, if AI is a big part of what you're doing, bring it up to the client. If you think that that's something that is going to matter, you know, like with us, we tell our client, which is our chat, that that's what we do. A lot of times we use it for research. We use it for images. We collaborate with AI all day long. You know, of course, we're humans and we have our own opinions and we're able, but it helps us to understand stuff, and especially in a pinch and a time crunch, you know, hey, what is going on with this? It's not perfect, but it sure helps.
I think it's remarkable. I think the whole notion is just remarkable. And I think we're kind of like, we in the crypto space, where it kind of blends blockchain, Web3, AI into this kind of what we're all in here for. Like I always say, we came in for the profit, but we stayed for the community, for the people. We get to learn about each other and kind of form a community. But really, we're all at heart sort of interested in the ethos, right? The ethos of Bitcoin, decentralization, cryptocurrency, something new and different, right? And I think this kind of encapsulates that in a whole new way. So I'm hoping you guys will go out. Hey, Blocky, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I hoping you guys will go out there and check this out.
I'd like to add something to this real quick. So the biggest problem I see with this technology is getting everybody to sign off on the surveillance part of it. You know, these ethical departments at Tesla and all these AI companies are going to have a heck of a time trying to get everybody on board with giving up their freedom. Basically, they're going to be surveilled constantly by all these manifested AI robots, as we're calling them here. And I think that's the one big thing. If they can get over that hump, then it's sky's the limit. But just know that when you give up something to get something, you're giving up your freedom to get convenience. Yeah. And we're going to see more and more of that over time. You will give up more of your freedom to get more convenience over time. So that's kind of but the thing is the thing that you're getting will outweigh, you know, your freedom, or not your freedom, but your privacy, if you will. It will outweigh the things that it will do for you. Will be more valuable to you as a human being. And I think that's what Dave kind of touched on a little bit. As much as it helps us out, the AIs help us out in what we do in the everyday thing here at Billy Goat Tales.
Well, you know, it's going to start with business and industry, right? So when you have a machine that you can, just like I would say, hey, go over to that line and start loading up all those boxes onto the rails. And it just goes over there and does it like an employee. It knows. It sees the world like we see it. It sees the box. It just kind of knows. And it's going to start in the industry. Businesses and industry are going to start using this. I mean, you get somebody that doesn't get sick. Somebody that doesn't get sick, that doesn't complain, that doesn't create HR problems. But they
if that's the case, then you got to worry about your data usage, right? Which company is going to be selling your data off? So there are some concerns and some things that need to be
we have to worry about that as much as we worry about it today. We haven't owned any of our data for the last 20 years, and we don't give a shit. We don't seem to care.
When you have robots and everything else that's monitoring you 24/7. It's not just
we already do. I mean, they have access to our cameras. They have access to us. We're filmed publicly 24/7 if we're out in public. I mean, we don't have privacy. Any expectation of privacy is just, I think, at this point, silly.
I think it's
it's something to think about.
I think it's intriguing, especially for industry and business, and to see that we're this far down the path already. I think it's almost like to me when we put the rover on Mars and to see those images come back. For me, when I was a little kid, that was not going to happen, in my lifetime. It'd almost be like if we ever, like if they say next year, hey, we're sending a manned mission to Mars, and we actually see men on Mars. Like that's a huge task. That's a huge undertaking. That's a phenomenal feat by mankind. And to be able to like be alive and see that, witness that, it'd be pretty awesome. And now I don't think that's going to happen, but the way the speed of this AI is moving, I think we're going to see some really huge advancements in the next 6 months to 2 years that just are mind blowing. And so in the crypto space, how do we take advantage of that? And what can we do to leverage that so that we can make some good investments for ourselves? And that's why I wanted to definitely bring that up today.
Yeah.
Blocky's in the house. Good to see you, man. Dutchy. What's Dutchy saying? Isn't your chin hot? Dark Crash, didn't he have a goatee at the beginning of the stream? I don't know what Crash is talking about.
I don't know, but Poman said he's ready to punch AI in the face. That's beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do we have do we have any more between the next and this topic? No. Let's hit altcoin season, guys. So one of the things that we want to talk about today for our community. So we have some things going on and happening right now, which is what? Tether dominance going down, Bitcoin dominance going down, the coin market cap altcoin season indicator at 51. Anything over 50 is they consider altcoin season. We have ETH surging, which typically ETH surging always kicks off the altcoin season. What else do we have? We have all the positive crypto legislation. We found out today on the show that 49 other altcoins of the top 100 are outproducing Bitcoin, which just last week it was only 36. If you go back a month ago, it was like 10. So with all of these things, the question is, Jimmy Jim, has altcoin season started?
I mean, if you want to say it's starting to move, you could say that. I think we're still a couple of months away from seeing, the big stuff happen, and I think that's going to come after they reduce rates. So I think we've got probably August, September, drop some rates, October. I think it all lines up with what we've been saying.
I'll see what you say about that. So you're saying it may have begun, but we're not in the thrust of it. But do you think it's begun? Do you think because altcoin season is a season, right? So it ramps up and drops down. So have we started altcoin season?
If we're boiling water, then there's some bubbles starting to show. Let's say it that way.
All right, good enough. What about you, Tex-Mex, BombX?
Let's go. I think, look, I don't have any data to back it up. I just got a feeling. So don't take any of that as any advice. Now, I think, yeah. Do I think it's time? I think we're on the verge of an altcoin season. I think that we're going to get a little bit of a pump, and then we're going to see a little bit of a dump. And I think by the end of the fall, we might actually see the full takeoff. But we can see some trends, at least as we looked at the altcoin index earlier, and we looked at the Bitcoin dominance going down. I think there's trends. Of course, even just the discussion of having the other ETFs, the Solana ETFs, maybe the Cardano ETFs. I think a lot of these things are going to introduce different dynamics that we haven't seen before, and so it's going to be hard to really predict kind of how it pops up and how it shows up. But I think that some of those ETFs that are flowing, I think there's even maybe talk of an avalanche ETF. So a lot of the different coins that are going into ETFs, you never know if there's becomes like a consolidated ETF, almost like the NASDAQ or something, you know, where maybe somebody comes out with a consolidated ETF that has maybe 20 coins or 10 coins in there, you know. So all the different opportunities and possibilities that are coming out, I just like the Bitcoin cycle, I think is going to have some sort of shift that maybe takes it a little bit a different turn for the 4-year cycle. Not saying that's going to go away. I think that we're going to see a different shift as far as altcoins. So.
All right, what about you, Dave Digital? Has altcoin season begun?
I think it has begun, and it may not be too popular, but I don't think it's going to last very long. So maybe we have a couple months, but I think the things are going to move. They're going to move quickly. They're going to move violently. They're going to hit some really big numbers. I mean, the ones that are going to be in alt season, the rest of them are going to get stuck in their golden pocket and head back down to where they belong, back to zero.
So be careful is what you're saying. That's what I'm hearing.
I say, yeah. I mean, hopefully you're already in your positions. I hope, you know, a lot. If you watch Jason Casper, you know that the way he does it, and I think this is a shining example, and hopefully I'll get better at it, is when he buys, he also picks 3 or 4 different sell points, same time. So hopefully you're prepared, you know, wherever your goals are, hopefully you hit those goals and you're able to sell whenever you hit those goals. You know, I was talking with a wise man before the stream, and he said, if he had 50 cents in his portfolio, whenever that portfolio hit $1, he's selling everything in the portfolio. It doesn't matter what the coin individuals are doing. So that made sense to me. You
So
know,
you're saying talk to the old man.
definitely talk to your old man. And when you hit your goals, let it be automatic. Take yourself out of the situation. Hit your goals and move on. Do it again next time.
What about you, Red Man? Has altcoin season begun?
You know, I hope not. I hope not. I hope everybody here gets a nice little payday. Yeah, as you can see on my screen, everything's green. This is all alts basically. They've grown the most. 50 or so is beating Bitcoin right now. But there's some key technical indicators that haven't been hit yet. We haven't hit the 75% on the alt season index, and we haven't hit 54% for Bitcoin dominance. So there's things that haven't been hit yet. So it just tells me I'm half and half. So I'm going to say that yes, alt season has started, but be prepared for those dips. Be prepared for the 20 to 30% dips before you get your 60% pumps. And don't paper hand it. Just wait through. Stick to your goals, and you'll make money in this market.
And before we get to crash, I'll have you weigh in. But before we get to crash, you know, Ben Cowan does say that we need to get down to that 0.25 level of basically altcoins down to 25%, 0.25 of all the crypto market cap. And we've stopped short of that. I think we're somewhere in the 35.35 range or something close to that maybe. So Ben Cowan would say, yeah, it still has to go a little lower before he felt that we would, you know, bounce off of that and begin altcoin season, coupled with, of course, the rate cut that Jimmy talks about, really stimulating the altcoin season. And that's in September, most likely. So there are a couple of things that are saying, hey, we still haven't done this yet. That's why I think we all agree we're not in the middle of altcoin season by any means. The question was, has it begun? And I personally feel like it has begun. There's enough evidence for me. Again, Bitcoin dominance finally going down. It's been going up and up and up and up and up. It's finally been going down. Tether dominance finally going down. You have those altcoins finally outpacing Bitcoin for the, you know, we have ETH running like it always does when it starts an altcoin season. You have a lot of confluence there. Is it enough to say we're in the middle of no, but it's certainly to your point, Red. I hope everybody has their positions in right to take advantage of it. And what's your answer, Dark Crash? Have we begun altcoin season yet?
Yes, but I feel like if I can relate this more to cooking, it would make more sense. So if we relate it to like a burner, all right, so we kind of got it on setting 6 right now. We've got it, it's warming up, it's nice and hot. We are starting to see a little bit of bubble, but I don't think it's going to reach anything spicy hot until someone or something, some sort of catalyst cranks it right up to max setting or some cases power boost. But right now I feel like what's the word? It's a C word.
Confluence?
In confluence, yes. With what I've said with my technical analysis earlier, I feel like we're kind of burning just a little hot, might see a little poke to the upside, which is why I feel like we're sitting on a 6 right now. And then we're probably going to dial back to maybe a 4 setting. The water will still be warm. We'll probably see some alts survive. There'll be a bit more bleeding back into Bitcoin, but then we're going to see that rip happen. So yes, I do believe we are in a bit of an alt season, but we're a beginning of one, for lack of better words. But we just got to keep our eyes open, be ready for more pullbacks, more dollar cost averaging in, because it could very well happen. Not everything's going to stay up in all these green bubbles behind red men there. Not everything.
Yeah, fair point. Don't forget, everybody, flat smack that like button for us. We appreciate. Hey, Reliable, good to see you, man. Good to see Reliable Jay. Good OG right there. And JB, thanks for tuning in too. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and a reminder, right after the stream, you'll go right into the crypto coin mindset premiere. I'm sure he's going to be, I don't know his subject today, but that's going to be fun. It's always fun right after the show. He starts right after we close down, so jump right on over there and see Keith and the gang. Keith, put in the chat if you're still here, who are you going to be on the stream with? I think it might be, is it Blocky? Is it BC Port Corp again?
I'm not sure. But that does remind me, Tony, we should be able to, are we able to forward now?
We should. We need to look into how to do that.
Yeah.
Something
Because we couldn't before. So I think now we can. So we'll have to set that up so it's automatically can drop right into his stream. But with that, we're getting to the hour where it's time for Jimmy's final thoughts. Dave Digital.
Well, I guess the first order of business, since we haven't yet,
Gotta love the club.
Dave, gotta love it. No, I just say, I'm pretty excited to see things moving the way they have. I do believe with the way things have moved, we're due some pullback. Really hoping in September we see some rate cuts, and that's the catalyst that sends us to the moon. So I would just say, be on your toes. Don't make any hasty moves. Take a little profit, man. I mean, doesn't hurt. I think everybody should be on the up and up right now. And just hang in there. I think we've still got a long way to go. I think the end of this year is going to be the time.
Well, I agree with you, Jimmy. But we can't let you get out of here until you show us what you got going on over there at Space City.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, we've got my son's card breaking channel where we're starting to ramp up efforts on that front. We put together some hype videos. It's Space City Breaks on YouTube. And then, what was it? I guess the last couple of days I've been off, so I put together a little bit of I guess a show opener. Let me see here. If I
Well,
can
don't
pull that
downplay
up.
it. You put together some fire to open up that show, bro.
For a 13-year-old kid show, yeah, I probably spent a little bit too much time on it, but it was fun. It allows me to hone some editing skills. And let's see here. Oh, it's under a different account. My bad. Hang on.
Don't
Hang
forget to
on.
hit the
Hold the
audio
boat.
too when you share it.
There we go. It's opening. I'm gonna run out of time.
Ouch.
No, you'll be fine. We got 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
Friendly reminder to the crowd to drink water.
There you go, Crash.
Okay.
Love it.
Now we've got it on the right account.
All right.
And share. And it's this guy. All right.
All right.
Here we go. Whoops. Here we go.
In the universe of sports cards, there was one young breaker. One that was about to embark on a fantastic journey. A journey turned mission to find the rarest sports cards the universe has to offer. Through treacherous conditions in the mountains of base cards, their mission continues. Tonight, they detected some of these rare cards right here on planet Earth.
Pre-flight systems checked. All systems are go.
And now, they are on their way home, just in time to break with you. Are you ready? Live tonight from the Bayou City, better known as Houston, Texas. H-Town is our town. Hustle Town. Clutch City. Space City. A place where the rarest superheroes come to meet.
Iron Man! Wow!
Even more rare, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And if you are a degen and want to take a chance, we provide a fair and safe place to chase one of one glory. And when we hit, we say things like,
Molies! Guacamole!
and now your co-hosts, Taco Berry and his father, Jimbo Fett.
Well, there you go.
That's freaking awesome. We should have did
I had
that, then
fun with
opened the club, man.
Way to go, Jimmy. Way to go.
That was a lot of fun.
That is great. Good job, man. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you sharing your Sunday afternoon with us here at Billy Goat Tales. Send it around the horn real quick. Anybody have any final words before we kick it over to Keith?
Well, we might have already set it up to kick it over to Keith, so we'll see. Stay on afterward and see if it automatically sends you over.
Nice. Crash, go ahead.
Oh, I was just sending the heart.
Yeah, man. Squirrel, we'll see you, Squirrel. Thanks for popping in, B Team. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate you guys. All right, guys. With that said, we're going to get on out of here. Appreciate you watching Billy Goat Tales. We'll see you in the chats and in the byways and the highways of the crypto universe. We appreciate you. Until next time. Remember, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have our X Space, and we will be talking a lot more about manifested AI. We'll see you then. Have a
We are Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goat.